coming at you. Wrestling the way it was meant to be, old style. Now your host for Ron's Championship Wrestling, Ron Wright and Terry Landell.
Welcome to Ron's Championship Wrestling. Ron, I'd like to, I'll tell you what, we had a real big show in Knoxville on last Saturday night for Christmas for the kids.
For the children.
And a lot of the toys is going out today, around Knoxville. And we'd like to wish everybody from Ron's Championship Wrestling a Merry Christmas. And Ron, on today's show, I understand you got the Dirty White Boy in the studio today.
I've got the Dirty White Boy going to be in here today. May have him on personality profile. I got to talk to him, see what we can find out and get it going. And going to have a whole lot of stuff going on. And I've dug down in my old deep bag of videotapes, and I found one on none other than Roddy Piper.
Got one of Roddy Piper. Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to show the Nature Boy, Buddy Landell and Ronnie Sexton at WBIR Channel 10. And, this is in 1982, and I think that tape that you're going to...
Landell got blonde-headed.
Well, I'll have to let you sit and watch. I know a lot of people, out here. And, Ron, talk about the wrestling school. We're getting a lot of phone calls. A lot of people is wanting to try out and stuff. And, I think that's a real good thing. We've got, Les Thatcher coming in here on the 28th. Doing TV taping with us, and we're going to be doing TV taping now at the National Guard Armory at 2 o'clock in Knoxville.
That's true. One thing, we got probably $10,000–$15,000 worth of weights and workout equipment out there at that gym, and got that wrestling ring, so these people can come down here and get their bodies built up, gain $1 million worth of knowledge out here just in a few short weeks or a few months.
Well, Ron, you're wrestling.
I invite them all to come on.
I think that's about the smartest thing you've ever done in Knoxville, and start this Ron's Wrestling School right here in Knoxville.
It's going to work out. People don't realize that I've had a hand in developing some of the top wrestlers in the world. And I could go down the list and just keep on. And I've developed some that's still with WWE and still in there making big major bucks. So if anybody's got any ambition of being a wrestler and trying to get a start, right here is where you need to start. Come right on down and see us. We'll sign you up and get you worked out and get you on your way.
Well, you're talking about the old wrestling, and you're going to show, on today's show, we're going to show some old wrestling, the way the wrestling's going back to in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we return back to Knoxville on December the 28th, next Saturday night in Knoxville, but next Saturday in the daytime, we're going to be doing TV taping, house show, the way it used to be.
And
you're going to bring one of your...
to be going, too.
You're going to bring one of your old buddies, Les Thatcher, back in here. Now, I'll tell you something. I don't like Les, and I'm probably going to get into it with Les, but that's fine. I mean, let him come on in, and we do our deal, but, hey, why don't we take a break right here, and then we'll come right back, and you're going to show something,
I want to show this video of old Roddy Piper.
Well, let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
You need a new vehicle? Then get over to Planet Knoxville Auto Center before you make any decisions. They have your next new used vehicle. Whether it's a truck, car, hardtop, or ragtop, Planet Knoxville has a wide selection to choose from. And no need to worry about credit problems. Everybody rides at Planet Knoxville Auto Center, located 1 mile from Walmart at 6416 Clinton Highway, or give them a call at 938-4818. That's Planet Knoxville Auto Center on Clinton Highway. Tell them the K-Town Daddy sent you.
I Ace Lock and Key.
She knows who to call. Ace Lock and Key, 546-9400.
Hello, this is Terry Landell with Tennessee Bonding Company. Everybody goes to jail out there. We want everybody to give us a call, 865-522-1776, and call Tennessee Bonding Company if you get put in jail.
Hey, wrestling fans. Having car problems, or are you just trying to avoid them? Well, in either case, get over to Economy Auto Service on East Magnolia Avenue. From transmissions to tune-ups, parts, or even if you don't know what the problem is, Economy Auto Service has bumper-to-bumper service to take care of your auto problem. That's Economy Auto Service at 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or call them at 522-7845. Once again, that's Economy Auto Service, 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or 522-7845. Tell them Ron sent you.
Ace Lock and Key.
546-9400.
Hello there, wrestling fans. I'd like to invite anybody out there on TV watching these wrestling programs. If you've got any desire and ambition to be a wrestler, you need to get in touch with us down at Ron's Gym. I've got a weight room down there to where we can build your body up, get you in condition, and get you in the ring, train you the right way, the way you should be trained, and get you off the ground and get you started in professional wrestling. Give me a call at Ron's Wrestling School, and we appreciate it.
All right, Landell, I tell you, we've got one good one coming up. I want us to get that film in there, video rolling of the old-time wrestling like it's going to be. I want everybody to see this one of old Roddy Piper.
This is in 1982.
1982. It's a good one.
Okay, wrestling fans, let's go to this right here, and you wrestling fans sit down in your house right here.
The referee says ring the bell. Roddy Piper got out of the ring.
Yes.
And is standing down here now.
Right there, brother.
All right, and he puts down the bagpipe. The referee had started to count on him.
Well, he wanted to play, but rang the bell, so he didn't get a chance to.
And the referee said Fargo turned that off in a hurry.
Hey, I know he's upset because he was kicked out of the tournament for the U.S. title.
David, I also wanted to ask him. I wanted to ask him about Abdullah. I wanted to ask him about Abdullah, what he was going to do.
You ask him.
Yeah, I guess, what's he going to do? Now that Abdullah's not around to protect him, and as you said, Abdullah has been, suspended for 30 days, right?
He has. But see how he handles himself.
And I would not be a bit surprised now if Roddy Piper is just not a little bit leery up in that ring, that one in the form of Wahoo McDaniel may be out here.
You know he's around.
He's around, that's right. And I'm sure that Piper's going to have an eye out for Wahoo. If Wahoo was in that ring, you know that Roddy Piper would be out here.
But you notice, I thought that Roddy would completely lose control because, Abdullah the Butcher is gone for at least 30 days. Piper was kicked out of the U.S. tournament. He says he does have a partner, though, to take Abdullah's place, but look at him. He has control of himself.
Very, very quick, too.
I thought he was going to lose control. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Let me get a microphone for him.
Qualify me from that tournament. Who do they think could have beat me? You just lost.
All right, David, he says they disqualified him from that tournament. Who do they think could have beat him? He says, just watch me, brother.
Hey, I have to admit right now,
he may have a very valid point there about who could have beat him.
You and I and the fans out there know that Roddy Piper can wrestle when he wants to. Wait a minute.
He's out again. Let me get him another microphone again.
They could have beat me. Nobody. But nobody.
How about Wahoo McDaniel, Roddy? He won't answer that, of course, David.
Come on.
And now he's just sort of baiting Frank Monty. But I tell you, he's got to be careful with this Frank Monty. Here is an outstanding athlete, tremendous wrestler, Frank Monty, very strong.
Look at that. Hey, look how quick.
Ooh. All right. What about Wahoo McDaniel, Roddy?
Wahoo McDaniel could do nothing.
David, after every little bit in the ring, he wants to run out and talk rather than get in there and wrestle.
If he thinks
he's got to be very careful about this.
If he thinks his opponent has the advantage, he jumps right out.
Well, the advantage right now with that headlock was
good. Nice block. Nice tackle. Oh, he got it. He's got it. Count two.
A quick count of two by Monty. Good arm drag.
Takes over the arm bar. Here, the scissors. Referee Sonny Fargo calls for the break.
All right, here comes Roddy Piper again. Okay.
See, that's the kind of prejudice there is here. Just prejudice like that. I didn't do nothing, man.
He didn't do nothing, man, but I don't know. There's a camera on him, and I tell you, millions of eyes saw exactly what he did.
Our fans saw what he did.
Absolutely.
Nice arm drag by Roddy Piper. Comes in with that arm bar. Has the pressure there. Pushes the face down. Holds it down there.
Pressure on that chin right now and on that arm. With Monty on the mat.
Monty.
Again, you got to give the devil his due.
The man can wrestle.
Some wrestler is Roddy Piper.
That's right. You remember he was U.S. champion. Right now he has his problems with Wahoo McDaniel.
He's like a buzzsaw in that ring. Very quick. Moves quickly in that ring. Almost never still.
That's right. He has all that tremendous amount of energy.
And he's got a tremendous amount of wrestling knowledge and ability to go along with it. He's a really tough opponent, and if he would get in and really wrestle, I think he could do as well as he does, even with the tactics he uses.
I have to admit one thing. That's the first punch I've seen him throw in the match. Usually he'd come out punching.
Well, he's been pulling at the hair, doing a little bit of roughhousing on Monty.
He's down there trying to punish him. Using his forearm, the pressure.
Monty with the elbow right to the midsection, but it's Piper who holds on for the takedown again.
Monty comes out. Nice.
He's got the wrist.
Yes. Top wrist light. He's got that pressure. Into the turnbuckle.
Right by the hair. A good example of what Roddy Piper will do.
Yes.
Just when it looks like his opponent has got the upper hand on him, he's
Piper
turning
now.
right around. And Monty can't force him. He cannot force him into that turnbuckle.
Very down.
Boy, Roddy Piper knew what was going to come, and he put up a tremendous struggle to keep out of that corner and away from that turnbuckle.
Monty now takes him, puts it into the ropes. Off he comes. Elbow. Catches him right in the chest. Piper now.
It staggered him, but Piper did not go down.
Does now. Monty working on the leg. A rake across the eyes by Piper. Piper now. Stop! To the throat.
Thumb right in the throat in the windpipe.
Get away from me!
Now across that rope. Right across the throat.
3, 1, 2, come on,
Listen, he's yelling, fight me.
Into the corner.
Monty
Right on
now.
top.
Oh, good right, another right. What drop kick.
3 good right hands knocked Piper away, but he missed that drop kick, and that hurt him.
Switch now. Comes off. Neck breaker.
Monty was all ready. He had the foot ready to land it right into the midsection, a neck breaker, and watch out here. Right in the air with a suplex.
Yes.
Knee drop right down to the side of the jaw, and he's going to pin Frank Monty. As we go back and watch it, here was the, well, this is going to be the suplex, I think, after the neck breaker. He had already gotten a neck breaker on Monty, then came back with a suplex, puts Monty away right here for the count of 3. It's all over. As Roddy Piper says, who do you think could have beaten me? We'll be back.
Well, you know, Ron, that was old tape. Where are you getting all these old tapes at?
These people bringing these old tapes to me out of the attics and the closet, Landell, so we had a bunch of them, but that was back in the early days of probably 81 or 82.
I'll tell you what, you know, people's calling us right now on that 865-973-8092 about the wrestling school. Well, I'm hearing the phones ringing right now. You know, Ron, everybody's wanting a piece of the cake. You know, when you lay a cake down on the table, you know, I'd like to put your face in it, but I'd probably eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's just
probably
business.
the way you do. That's the reason you've gained a little.
Well, that's beside the point, but I want to know about the dirty white boy. I mean,
Dirty white boy will be here today.
He won't be here, I
He's
promise
going to be
you.
on
I'm a betting man. I'll bet you he won't be
profile
here.
with Mr. Ron Wright.
Oh, I tell you what, let's they're calling up. Let's go to personality profile, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Personality Profile. This week here on Ron's Championship Wrestling. Our guest is supposed to be the current RCW heavyweight champion, the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony, but as of right now, he's not here in the
You're
studio.
right, and he won't be here tonight, Ron. My name's Wild Man Jeff Anderson, Mr. Personality Profile. How you doing tonight? Do you want to interview me? I'll sit here and we'll interview all today.
Well, I don't have him, so go ahead and hook up there. We'll just do it.
Well, you just go ahead and talk, and I'm hooked up.
Tell me how you got started in professional wrestling, Jeff.
We're running my mouth, if you can imagine that.
I can understand.
Working out at the gym one day, Rick Connors was there. I was working out talking about wrestling and everything. He said, hey, if you want to wrestle, he said, I train people at Oliver Springs every Tuesday night. Won't you come on down? I've been taking a beating ever since and giving a beating ever since.
Well, Rick's trained a lot of people. Who was your first match with there, Jeff?
First match was at Oliver Springs about 14 years ago with a local guy by the name of Keith Hart.
Keith Hart.
Yep.
Well, I think a lot of people started out with him. I've heard several other people say that they started with him, so he's helped a lot of people get started in the business too.
Yeah, he took a beating by a lot of us.
What about your toughest opponent? Who's your toughest
opponent? About 10 years ago, I went down with WCW.
Right.
I done some TV with them. And I guess probably the night I was there, they decided that they were going to put Stan Hansen and Sid Vicious together.
The bad man from Borger,
That's right. And boy, was he bad. That lariat, I felt it for about 3 weeks right there in the throat.
Right. Well, you know, he broke Bruno Sammartino's neck back in the early 70s.
Well, he about broke the Wild Man's neck that night, too,
And,
if you want to know the truth about it.
Of course, Sid Vicious, his tag team partner, started out as Lord Humongous for Ron Fuller down
Right.
in Alabama. And
Right.
he built a name for himself in WCW and WWF.
Right.
So both those competitors, top-notch performers, definitely can see why that would be your toughest
I learned
match.
a lot that night, put it that way.
First time I ever seen Stan Hansen was here in Knoxville in a tag team match. Him and Pez Watley teamed up against the Road Warriors. That was back in 1983. But he was a great performer, former world tag team champion with Ole Anderson, also with Ivan Koloff and Ernie Ladd. He had a lot of partners, worked a lot of people.
Where's your notes at there? You want to talk about Sid and Stan, or you want to talk about Wild Man Anderson tonight?
Well,
What do you want to do?
We'll get back to you there, bud.
Okay,
We'll
let's
just take it
go.
and run with it.
Let's go.
Where do you see professional wrestling going today, Jeff?
Professional wrestling is struggling right now, Ron.
Right.
You know, the thing about it is when I grew up watching Ron Wright, Roddy Caldwell, Crusher Blackwell, Ronnie Garvin, Ron Fuller, all them old-timers that paved the way for the guys that's up on top now.
Right.
And the guys that paved the way for people like me, that I'm still trying to pave that road, but that road's turning gravel now.
That's it.
You know, it had a hard surface for years, and that hard surface is softening up. And I just hope that somehow, some way, the RCW can get the road paved back where it needs to be.
Well, that's one thing RCW's trying to do is bring back the old style, the family shows. We're working hard at it. Where do you see yourself with RCW wrestling, Jeff?
No
in the
other
near
place.
future?
No other place but right on top.
Well, we want to be sure and promote to the families that it's a family type show and keep doing what we're doing, encouraging the family to come out because it's a family type of environment. We've got a lot of good things planned here in the area. We want to encourage everybody to come out and join RCW. We've got TV matches coming up here in the very near future. A lot of things in store for a lot of wrestling fans. So we want to encourage everyone to come out and take a part in it.
What about Christmas for the kids?
Went real good. We had a
Man,
good crowd.
did we get some toys or did we get some toys?
Had a
There's going to
good
be a
crowd.
lot of kids that's going to have smiles on their face.
Good crowd, good matches, and
You
it
know,
went really well. So.
If you missed it, you really missed something, people. You need to come to our shows, and we're going to show you what old school wrestling is, what it needs to be, and what it used to be.
Jeff, we want to thank you for coming out and being with us this week on Personality Profile.
Well, maybe next time I can talk a little bit longer. You can shut your mouth there.
I'll try to.
All right, Ron. Appreciate
Wrestling
it.
fans, we'll be back with more action right after this.
Hello, this is Terry Landell with Tennessee Bonding Company. You know, everybody goes to jail out there. We want everybody to give us a call, 865-522-1776, and call Tennessee Bonding Company if you get put in jail.
Hello there, wrestling fans. I'd like to invite anybody out there on TV watching these wrestling programs. If you've got any desire and ambition to be a wrestler, you need to get in touch with us down at Ron's Gym. I've got a weight room down there to where we can build your body up, get you in condition, and get you in the ring, train you the right way, the way you should be trained, and get you off the ground and get you started in professional wrestling. Give me a call at Ron's Wrestling School. We appreciate it.
Having car problems, or are you just trying to avoid them? Well, in either case, get over to Economy Auto Service on East Magnolia Avenue. From transmissions to tune-ups, parts, or even if you don't know what the problem is, Economy Auto Service has bumper-to-bumper service to take care of your auto problem. That's Economy Auto Service in 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or call them at 522-7845. Once again, that's Economy Auto Service, 1925 East Magnolia Avenue, or 522-7845. Tell them Ron sent you.
Ace Lock and Key.
She knows who to call. Ace Lock and Key, 546-9400.
You need a new vehicle? Then get over to Planet Knoxville Auto Center before you make any decisions. They have your next new used vehicle. Whether it's a truck, car, hardtop, or ragtop, Planet Knoxville has a wide selection to choose from. And no need to worry about credit problems. Everybody rides at Planet Knoxville Auto Center, located 1 mile from Walmart at 6416 Clinton Highway, or give them a call at 938-4818. That's Planet Knoxville Auto Center on Clinton Highway. Tell them the K-Town Daddy sent you.
You know, Ron, what happened there? Hey,
I
where's the
don't
dirty
know.
white boy at?
I'd say that you and that Jeff Anderson's been up to your stinking tricks again. I seen Anderson when he walked through the door out there with a grin and a smirk from ear to ear. If I'd have been close to him, I'd probably smacked it off of him. So I hadn't heard from a white boy, but we'll get to the bottom of it. But I'd like to tell you something. I'd like to go to a tape and give people...
Well, wait a minute. Why did you promise these people last week that you was going to have the dirty white boy on here and he didn't show up? That's what I would like to know, Mr. Wright.
I hope I find out what happened before I get out of here. And I noticed my phone's not a-ringing. Somebody's probably cut it off. It's probably the white boy
just
trying
business.
to
That's
call
all
me
it
out.
is.
It's business. We'll get behind it and find out. But I've got some tapes that I'd like to show people, some of the early Knoxville wrestling tapes from WBR, I think. Give them a little sample of what we're going to be giving them when we go to these live wrestling programs. Let's go to that tape and roll it.
We'll be right back.
Well, Lord, certainly a lot of glory involved with this team. They have been winners ever since they've appeared in our area and toppled some of the best combinations around.
Yes.
Right now, Keith Larson with an armbar on Doug Vines. And young Larson and Lakin are both fine competitors, Lord.
Yes, I suppose they catch one's eye, but fortunately, on your program, Mr. Thatcher, you seem to be able to get the better wrestlers around the world.
Well, thank you very much. Certainly, I have quite a bit of good competition. Of course, you yourself are quite a competitor. I enjoy watching you in the squared circle.
Well, thank you, Mr. Thatcher. You know, I've made a point in my life to chase people around. I mean, when I first came to the States, Dory Funk Jr. was the world champion. And I went straight to Amarillo, Texas, his hometown, embarrassed him there. And, in fact, I won the world heavyweight championship from him, and then they invoked some obscure rule, 1776 or somewhere, and declared I wasn't a winner. Now, that as it may be, the point I'm getting to is Kevin Sullivan has also embarrassed somebody. He's embarrassed Mulligan, and I think that's so wonderful.
Of course, there's been a bit of embarrassment between you and Johnny Weaver as well.
Now, I was hoping you'd get to that. I mean, I didn't want to open a subject I find completely repugnant to my senses, but Weaver, I finally got to him. I mean, I've been chasing him for a long, long time. And then I finally got to Weaver, and I enjoyed it. Now, people said, was it a conspiracy with you and Sullivan? Well, of course it was. What do you think I'm here for? You don't think I'm going to give a sucker like Weaver an even chance, do you?
Excuse me, Mr. Hayes, but you don't believe that Johnny Weaver is going to lay down and play dead, do you? Because this man is a competitor himself. You talk about brutality, you talk about being a competitor. John has to be one of the very best.
No, well, you may think that may be your opinion, and I respect your opinion, but the point is, wasn't he out on this program on earlier crying, sobbing and saying how sore he was from the waist up, and now, if you say he is such a competitor, he's not going to lay down, why does he seek a giant like Mulligan to hide behind?
Well, I would say just to even up the sides, making it 2-on-2 opposed to 2-on-1.
Well, that wasn't exactly right, you know. I mean, it wasn't really a quick case of 2-on-1. What happened was this. I thrashed him soundly, and then I saw Sullivan sitting there. He's a wonderful champion. I thought, why should I be so selfish? Why not give him a part of Weaver as well? And we did.
You more or less shared the glory, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes, really, I shared the glory. The main thing is I got to Weaver. I did that, and I chased him all around the world, and I did it.
Well, I hope everybody liked that, but people got a good sample right there at that old video I dug up of what they're going to see on TV coming up here next week. And weeks after.
You know,
that,
Ron, I'd like to
Landell.
know where you get these tapes at. I mean, we're getting a lot of phone calls, but I mean, I can't get my hands on these tapes, and I just don't understand why everybody's sending these tapes in to Ron's Championship Wrestling to you.
You're not loved like the old legendary Ron Wright is. These people out here in these little towns keep digging these things up, calling me, coming and meeting me and turning them over to me, Landell, and I really appreciate it. Don't stop looking, keep a-looking for these old tapes and dig them up, because we're going to still show some even after we start live matches on TV.
Well, you know, Ron, I understand the next couple weeks that we're going to have some footage of some of these new guys that's going into the wrestling school right here in Knoxville.
Absolutely. We're going to get them on, get them right here on TV, and get them some good exposure, and sky's the limit. Just depends on how hard these people want to work.
Well, you know, on next week's personality profile, I thought this one right here was a joke today. Yeah. I mean, your dirty white boy didn't show up, but now we got the young Rick Cannon. I mean, I understand that he's one of these old cowboys that thinks he's, you know, I understand thinks he's, I don't know, Dusty Rhodes or something. I mean, I'd like to see what he's got to say there on next week's TV. But I mean, you know, all these young stars that you're bringing in here and you're bringing it back to old wrestling, you know, I think it's a good thing. But, you know, Ron, you need to listen to me on some of these boys that you're bringing in.
Oh, I do listen, but I'm going to bring in who I want to bring in, Landell. I'm not going to, you'll never get the upper hand on me on who we bring in here.
Oh, I forgot you. You know, you think you're the greatest thing on this show because it's named after Ron Wright. I mean, I don't understand.
I'll tell you one thing. If we had a vote on who the best looking of the two of us are, I'd win it thumbs down, and I even go bald-headed.
Well,
I don't have to wear a hat, man.
Hey, that's because you used to hit all these towns when I was a baby out here, old man. I mean, let's admit it.
I'm still an old seasoned pro and a handsome dude at it, Landell.
Well, you know, Ron, our time's about up. You know, we'd like to thank everybody for watching. Everybody needs to spread the word about Ron's Championship Wrestling right here every Saturday morning. We'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You know, Ron, on next week's TV, I'm going to let it out about you. I mean, it's going to be a boom.
And drag them out, Landell.
And I'd like to know who that boy is that you got doing personality profile. I mean, that's just kind of messing with me.
That's all right. He's a walking encyclopedia of wrestling, Landell. He remembers matches when he's 4 and 5 years old.
Oh,
and tell me everything that happened back 30 years ago.
Well, Ron, our time's up. God bless you. If you want to be trained, train with the best and leave the rest alone. Ron's Championship Wrestling. Give us a call.
Hello there, wrestling fans. I'd like to invite anybody out there on TV watching these wrestling programs. If you've got any desire and ambition to be a wrestler, you need to get in touch with us down at Ron's Gym. I've got a weight room down there to where we can build your body up, get you in condition, and get you in the ring, train you the right way, the way you should be trained, and get you off the ground and get you started in professional wrestling. Give me a call at Ron's